I was unskilled, and you trained me.
I was forgotten, and you reached out to me.
I was fatherless, and you nurtured me.
I was broken, and you mended me.
As Jesus says, whatever you do for the least of these, you do unto me. Support a child in His name through Compassion International at compassion.com/unto me.
This podcast is sponsored by Talkspace. You know when you're really stressed or not feeling so great about your life or about yourself? Talking to someone who understands can really help. But who is that person? How do you find them? Where do you even start? Talkspace. Talkspace makes it easy to get the support you need. With Talkspace, you can go online, answer a few questions about your preferences, and be matched with a therapist. And because you'll meet your therapist online, you don't have to take time off work or arrange childcare. You'll meet on your schedule, wherever you feel most at ease. If you're depressed, stressed, struggling with a relationship, or if you want some counseling for you and your partner, or just need a little extra one-on-one support, Talkspace is here for you. Plus, Talkspace works with most major insurers, and most insured members have a $0 copay. No insurance? No problem. Now get $80 off of your first month with promo code SPACE80 when you go to Talkspace.com. Match with a licensed therapist today at Talkspace.com. Save $80 with code SPACE80 at Talkspace.com.
Welcome to another episode of Fringe
Beyond
Limits. Ew, that was a shaky, ragged breath.
I don't even know if the microphone caught that.
I don't know, but, it helps me.
Decompress.
Yeah. Get centered, grounded.
Just om.
Ears in.
Well, that sounds good in my ears.
Does it?
Okay, I'm going to go meditate.
Oh.
You got to go longer. You're too short.
Every woman says that. All right. So, how are you guys doing?
Pretty good.
Yeah.
Good. Tired, but good.
Yeah.
I haven't took my nap yet today, so I'm really tired.
Ditto.
Yeah. I did not take my nap either.
Isn't it weird that you spend half your life resisting? I don't want to take naps.
Mm-hmm.
And then the rest of your life, you're like, I just need a nap.
Mm-hmm.
You get mad when you don't have the time to take a nap.
It's so good, a nap.
Yep,
I don't understand people who don't.
Best be my husband.
Are you like a quick power napper, 15-minuter, or you need an hour?
No, I need 2 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you can still come back and do your regular day.
Yeah.
It always makes me mad. I set my alarm for an hour for me to nap, but I wake up 10 minutes later, refreshed, and I get so angry. I'm like, I wanted an hour.
Yeah, no. I need a good 2-hour nap.
Yeah.
The other day, the only thing I don't like is when I take a nap too late in the day. So the other day I laid down at 3 and I woke up at 5:30. I'm like, God damn it.
Oh, see, that's my prime nap time.
Is it?
3 to 5.
See, I like more like a 2 to 4.
Yeah. Well, that interferes with the workday a little bit.
Well, I mean, I don't do that during the work week. It's only on the weekends I nap.
I see.
Yeah. Sometimes I will nap though when I come home from work. So I'll get home at 5:36.
Oh, see, that's too late.
Well, so I'll take care of the dogs. I'll do all that. And then I'll lay down at 6:45 to 7:45.
Wow. I'd be up until midnight if I nap that.
Well, I'm always up late.
But you get up early.
Yeah, that's you.
Weirdo.
I know.
Yep.
So, all right. So we got our things that keep you up at night.
See?
All right. Who wants to go first? We'll do the thinking last.
Okay, thinking last.
Yeah, thinking last. I'll go last then. So you guys can fight who goes first.
All right. Well, I wouldn't say this necessarily keep me up at night, but it happened as I was waking up this morning. I immediately had this weird thought in my head, and then it woke me up because I was thinking about it, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
It's a weird scenario that popped in my head.
Okay.
That if I were sealed in a airproof container
Mm-hmm.
with a tree,
Mm-hmm.
how much, like, who would be the first to die or who would be the first or the one to survive? Like, if I'm inhaling the oxygen that the tree gives off and the tree inhales my carbon dioxide,
That's interesting.
I don't know. Does it matter how big the tree is? Does it matter how much air do I breathe and how much does a tree give off? One tree.
Yeah, I think you would die first.
Probably.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Unless it was a really big tree. Really big box.
What are you talking about? Like Cincinnati?
Like a giant oak?
Like the size of Cincinnati?
I don't know.
I-
I'm just, like, how much air do I breathe and how much does it, like, is it a 1-to-1? Does more than one tree keep one person alive? And if so, like, I don't know. It was just a weird thought that I woke up with. And then, then I started my day.
yeah.
And then you started your day.
Okay. Yeah, that's weird. I don't.
Like, how long do you think you'd last in a sealed box?
I mean, it depends on the size. I mean, you're right. It
Yeah.
depends on the size of the box.
Do certain trees breathe more than other trees? Like, it was just like all these weird questions.
Okay. We should get a botanist on the line.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll just call one up.
Yeah, you look.
Yeah.
You look into that.
Botanist.com. Got it.
Yeah. Yeah. You know what
Craigslist for botanists.
you know what we do need? We need a
Arborist.
no. We need an intern.
Okay.
That's what we need to do.
So
all
they
this
can do
for
all
us.
of our stuff
Yeah.
for us. Yeah.
To do all this for us.
Okay. Yeah.
So
We need a non-paid intern.
yeah. So
Oh, yeah.
Anyone volunteer?
send your
Bree will just pay them in cookies.
send your resume to Frank at fringebeyondlimits.com and I'll sort through them. If you're female, send pictures along with that.
Yeah, that's going to set us up for a suit.
Like a sports suit?
Yes.
Sure.
A swimsuit.
Swimsuit. Exactly. They should be in a swimsuit when
No.
they send the pictures. All right, Miss. Okay, so if we had an intern, what do you think their name would be?
Barbara. Gretchen.
Eugene.
Eugene?
Yeah.
Oh.
Is this your thinky question?
No, it's not, but I'm just trying to think like Eugene. Look that up. You know?
Yeah.
You know, just Google botanist. You know. You think that would work?
Maybe you need more of a younger name. Like,
Okay. Yeah, like I don't even know younger names.
Well, you just have to name an object. So there you go.
Okay.
Because people have the weirdest names now. So
Yeah, but they're not like object names. They're usually spelled really different. You know.
like North.
Yeah. Yeah. Or like, so I did read an article on like the weirdest names that were given. There's one called Absid.
Abstinence.
No, Absid. It's spelled ABCDE. How much do you hate your child when the nurse goes, and what name do you want me to put on the birth certificate? And you're like, fuck it. ABCD. I don't give a shit about this kid. You know, like think about that. Like
it's not even clever.
No.
All right.
Yeah.
And you wonder why people are growing up with problems.
Right. So, all right. That was my little tangent. Miss Bree, do you want to go with your thought that keeps you up at night?
Yeah. So when you go to work in the morning, you're basically going around like the same time every day, give or take like a minute, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
You're taking almost basically the exact same route.
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever noticed that you don't really always encounter the exact same cars?
I do notice some cars.
Every once in a while, I'll
But if
notice,
they
be like,
have
oh,
a-
I've seen that car like 2 days ago, but it's never the same cars every day.
Yeah, but how much are you really paying attention to the cars around you?
I do because they piss me off because they don't go the speed limit or faster.
Just like we said last week. It's the assholes in front and the
Yeah,
idiots
yeah.
going slow.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, if they have a memorable plate, I'll be like, Trixie 5. I don't know.
Ooh, Trixie. I like that. Tricks are for kids. Nope.
Is that the name of the intern, Trixie?
Ooh, Trixie.
Okay.
Trixie! Hand job. Just
Stop it.
Definitely going to have a lawsuit on our hands.
Yeah.
yeah. Well,
Then we're going to have to hire an HR department. Great.
well,
Volunteer HR department.
voluntary, just
Unpaid HR department.
unpaid HR that are going to punish us that we don't do anything for it. Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
All right, make us think.
Okay, so here's mine. So again, like I said last week, a couple that are along the same lines, and here's another one.
Oh, okay.
If you wrote a book about a character slowly realizing they're the villain, what would the last line be?
I'm a badass.
Okay. That's
Did I do that? That's a good one.
oh, that is a good one. That is.
You're looking for an audio clip.
Yeah, I am, and I forgot.
Holy fuck. I'm coming.
What would your book say?
It's probably another serious thought.
It would be something along the lines of like the world doesn't understand me.
Oh, geez, you're gonna make me all cryy.
Yeah.
See? It's all
Weepy.
serious.
Yeah.
Here's
I like
us.
Urkel better.
You,
Yeah, well,
yeah. It'd be something along those lines, like just people just misinterpreted what I was trying to do.
maybe that can be said for any and all villain.
It can, but there are, yeah. But maybe that is the way it is, right?
Yeah.
I mean, like when two different sides go to war, like how do you know which one is truly the good side? It's all about perspective.
Yeah, I don't think there is.
Yeah.
It's just you believe this, they believe that.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Mhm.
So, all right.
Can't we all just get along?
Oh, daddy.
Nope.
All right.
She shut down real quick. No.
Daddy. I like it. So, all right. So, what are we talking about today, ladies?
Aliens,
Mm.
mass aliens.
Mm.
For some reason, I want to say the V word is Viagra, but it's not.
No, it's vagina.
Nope.
No?
No? But
No.
Is it Virginia?
Sure. No, there's no IA. Just
Virginia. Virginia.
It's Virginia.
Virginia.
Virginia UFO.
Virgin?
Virgin? The Virgin UFO incident?
No.
Brazil's Enigma?
The Vargina.
The Virginia UFO incident.
Is it edema?
I'm
Brazil's enema?
It's Brazil's vagina because all the chicks there are hot. So I think it's just one big vagina.
Okay.
Yeah. So in the world of UFO sightings and mysterious encounters, few cases have captured as much attention as the Virginia UFO incident. Often referred to as Brazil's Roswell, this event, which took place in January 1996 in the small town of Virginia, Minas Gerais, has become one of the most famous and controversial UFO cases in the world. What makes this incident so intriguing is not just the sighting of unidentified flying objects, but the alleged encounter with strange creatures and the subsequent involvement of the Brazilian military.
I was only 5 years old.
It was just 1996 would have been, so in the spring I would have ended my junior year in high school.
You'd be 17?
Yeah, I was 17, turning 18 at the end of 96. Yeah.
Because I would turn 6 in May.
Yeah. Now that everybody knows our age.
Yep.
Lynette, how old were you?
I would have
10?
been in 6th grade. So what's that? 10?
12?
12?
No.
Yeah, because you turned 10 in 4th grade. Because I remember that because that was the year 2000. I turned 10. I was in 4th grade.
Okay.
So.
All right. Well, now that everybody
12.
knows our age.
I think we talked about it once before.
Yeah,
a while
which means
back.
nothing to the story that we're
Nope.
about to cover.
Nope.
So, to truly understand the impact of the Virginia UFO incident, we just need to take a closer look at the town itself, a place that would become forever linked to this mysterious event. Virginia is a typical small town nestled in the rolling hills of Minas Gerais, Brazil. It is a region known for its lush landscapes, rich coffee plantations, and a lifestyle that revolves around agriculture. The town itself is charmingly unremarkable, a place where everyone knows everyone else, where life moves at a relaxed pace, and where the biggest news typically involves local festivals and agricultural yields. Before January 1996, Virginia was largely unknown outside of Brazil. The town's 100,000 or so residents lived quietly, going about their daily routines, unaware that their lives were about to be disrupted by an event that would put Virginia on the map. And not just any map, but the global map of UFO phenomena. On the morning of January 20th, 1996, three young women, Liliana Fatima Silva and her sister Valquira Aparecida Silva, and their friend Katia Andrade Xavier, set out for what they thought would be an ordinary walk through their hometown. The three friends were inseparable, having grown up together in Virginia, sharing secrets, dreams, and carefree moments of youth. They were familiar with every corner of their town, including the vacant lot on the outskirts that they often used as a shortcut. The day was warm and bright, typical of the Brazilian summer, with the sun already high in the sky despite the early hour. The town was just beginning to stir, with vendors setting up their stalls and the market square and the sound of distant tractors humming in the fields. The girls chatted as they walked, their conversation light and filled with the kind of topics that concern teenage girls, boys, school, and the latest gossip. But as they made their way through the vacant lot, something strange happened. At first, it was just a feeling, the sense that something wasn't quite right. The air seemed heavier, almost oppressive, and the usual sounds of the town seemed muted, as if they were walking through a bubble that separated them from the rest of the world. Then came the smell. It was strong and chemical, like ammonia, mixed with something else, something foul and rotting. The odor was so overpowering that it made them stop in their tracks, exchanging worried glances. This wasn't a smell that belonged in Virginia, a town surrounded by nature and the fresh scent of coffee plants. This was something unnatural, something that shouldn't have been there. Despite their unease, the girls continued walking, their pace slower now, their eyes scanning the lot of the source of the smell, and that's when they saw it. Crouched near a crumbling wall, partially hidden by the tall grass, was a figure, something that defied explanation. The girls later described it as about 4 foot tall, with an oversized head that seemed too large for its frail, emaciated body. Its skin was dark and oily, almost like it was covered in some kind of slime, and its eyes were large, red, and glowing, with an eerie light. The creature didn't move toward them, it just crouched there, as if in pain or fear, its body trembling slightly. The girls were paralyzed with terror, their minds racing to make sense of what they were seeing. Was it an animal? A person? Something else entirely? The smell was even stronger now, almost choking in its intensity, and the girls could feel their hearts pounding in their chests. They wanted to run, to get as far away from this thing as possible, but they were rooted to the spot, unable to tear their eyes away from the creature. Finally, the paralysis broke, and the girls turned and ran as fast as they could, their feet pounding the dirt path as they fled the vacant lot. They didn't stop running until they reached the safety of their homes, their breath coming in ragged gasps, their hearts still racing with fear. When they finally managed to catch their breath, they tried to explain to their families what they had seen. But how do you describe something so otherworldly, so terrifying, that it defies all logic and reason? Their mothers were skeptical at first, thinking it might have been a sick animal or someone playing a prank. But the fear in the girls' eyes was real, and soon the story began to spread. So let me stop there. When I was doing research for this, the strong smell of ammonia, the slimy, oily skin, dark red eyes, and something that looked just scary.
Mm-hmm.
What if this being and others like it have been visiting us for thousands of years and made itself known, 3,000-4,000 years ago? And that's where our image of demons come from. Because there's always like a smell of ammonia
or sulfur.
Right.
Yeah.
And dark red eyes. They're usually bigger than 4 feet tall, but
Maybe it was a baby demon.
maybe, you know,
It's a tiny little
or
baby.
maybe it's just my theory that these UFOs that crash are just drunk teenagers out for a joyride and crashing, and that's why he was so scared.
That too.
And he was using ammonia to cover up the alcohol smell,
I think
like we use mouthwash.
I think that was just like his deodorant of choice.
Oh.
Or his clone.
Yeah,
Or maybe the planet's just germy and he was trying to wash off all the earth germs.
I get it.
Hmm.
Yeah,
That or try to take away skunks, because sometimes if you put ammonia around, it scares away the skunks.
okay, that has nothing to do with the story, but thanks for playing.
That's the ammonia.
Yeah, ammonia smell.
Okay, I don't.
I was following where she was going. You better catch up.
Yeah, come on. Don't
He's-
give me that look.
He's trying.
Gay.
Yeah,
That's-
that one wasn't really. Are we in Italy now?
Oh, sorry, we're
It
in
has
Brazil.
nothing to do with the story. We're in
I know.
Brazil.
I know. Sorry, my bad. So, did you know that when you look at South America last names, that they all, not all, but there's a lot that sound Italian?
Yeah.
Because in the 1800s, there was a lot of Italians moved to South America because there just wasn't a lot of work and, for a better life in South America. So, Italians just spread their seed everywhere, baby.
Yeah, I found out this summer that I had my grandpa's brother. So what is that? A great
Uncle. Yeah.
That when half of them came to America,
Mhm.
he went to Argentina.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So you went with Hitler.
So I guess, yeah, I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. All right. So back to the story.
Well, yeah, I was just saying.
Yeah,
They got family down there and they
that's
got
very interesting. I like that.
aliened up.
Yeah, they're all
Aliened up.
Nazis.
Yeah.
You're blonde hair and blue eyes.
I don't have blue eyes or green.
No, they're green, but that's a shade of blue.
It's a shade of dirt.
All right, so the sighting could have remained a local curiosity, a strange story told among friends, but what happened next elevated it to an international attention. Within hours of the girls' encounter, military personnel began arriving in Virginia. Witnesses reported seeing soldiers and trucks moving through the town, and there were rumors that the military had captured one or more of the strange creatures. According to some reports, the military cordoned off,
Cordoned off
areas near where the creature had been spotted and conducted a thorough search. There were also claims that a body or bodies were taken to a local hospital and later transported to a military facility for further examination. The Brazilian military has always denied any involvement in capturing or transporting alien beings, but their presence in the town at the time is well documented. This has led to widespread speculation that the government was covering up something significant, perhaps even extraterrestrial. To understand the magnitude of the military's response, we need to consider the timeline and the scale of the operation that unfolded in Virginia. Reports indicate that the military was quick to mobilize, with soldiers arriving on the scene within hours of the initial sighting. Eyewitnesses described seeing military trucks and personnel moving through the town with a sense of urgency as if they were searching for something or someone. There were also reports of military helicopters flying over the area, conducting aerial searches of the vacant lot and the surrounding countryside. The military presence was not subtle. It was clear that they were looking for something specific, something that had them on high alert. One of the most intriguing aspects of the military's involvement is the alleged capture of one or more creatures. According to some sources, the military successfully located and apprehended a creature similar to the one described by the girls. The creature or creatures were reportedly taken to a local hospital before being transferred to a military facility for further examination. What happened next is where the story takes a turn into the realm of conspiracy theories. Some believe that the creatures were taken to a secret military base, possibly in the United States, for study. Others suggest that the Brazilian government, under pressure from foreign powers, quickly covered up the incident to avoid public panic. The military's response raises several questions. Why were they so quick to respond to a UFO sighting in a small town? Why did they mobilize such a large force for what could have been dismissed as a hoax or a case of mistaken identity? And most importantly, what did they find in Virginia that warranted such secrecy? So have you guys heard about this before or no?
No.
No, I actually thought this was another Brazil. There's another one that happened on more along the coast, not in the mountains. I can't remember the name of that city or island.
Was it the one where the guy ended up having relations with the alien?
No, this was one where like hundreds of people were radiation burns and things of that nature.
I remember that one. Yes.
Yeah. So this is a new one for me.
All right. Sweet. So adding another layer to the mystery is the alleged incident at a local hospital in Virginia. According to some reports, a military convoy arrived at the hospital in the early hours of January 21st, 1996, carrying something, possibly a body, that was immediately taken into the hospital's secure area. Hospital staff were reportedly told to stay away from the area, and the military presence was so intimidating that few dared to ask questions. What was brought into the hospital that night remains unknown, but the incident has fueled speculation that it was one of the creatures seen by the girls. Some sources claim that the creature was alive when it was brought to the hospital but died shortly after arrival. Others suggest that it was already deceased and was being transported for an autopsy. The hospital incident is a crucial part of the Virginia UFO story, as it provides a potential link between the initial sighting and the military's involvement. If the reports are true, it would suggest that the military was not only aware of the creature's existence, but was actively involved in its capture and examination.
What if it was already a test subject and it was fleeing for its life and it got recaptured again?
Like it tried to escape.
Yeah.
And they were trying to look for it because it escaped.
They knew it got away.
I mean, it's possible, but would it have gotten away in its own vehicle then? Because it says that there was a...
Well, they just said they saw it by the bushes and stuff, not that it was... I don't remember them saying a vehicle. Did I miss that part?
I don't know.
But...
I don't remember that part.
When a lion gets out of the zoo...
But there were UFO sightings following up to this, as we'll get into.
I'm just saying, maybe... The families of the okay, we'll go there.
So the parents of the teenage aliens that crashed came looking for them.
Maybe,
yeah.
Okay, I can go with that. Okay. So adding to the mystery, several residents of Virginia reported seeing strange lights and unidentified flying objects in the sky around the time of the girls' encounter. These sightings included cigar-shaped crafts and bright glowing orbs that moved in ways that defied conventional explanations. The combination of these UFO sightings with the encounter in the vacant lot fueled speculation that the creature or creatures were not of this world. The UFO sightings in Virginia began days before the girls' encounter and continued for several weeks afterward. Residents reported seeing various types of unidentified flying objects ranging from small, fast-moving lights to larger, more complex crafts. These sightings were not confined to Virginia alone. Neighboring towns and rural areas also reported seeing strange objects in the sky. One of the most common descriptions was a cigar-shaped craft that hovered silently over the town, its surface glowing with a faint light. Some witnesses claimed that the craft emitted beams of light that seemed to search the ground below, as if looking for something. Others described seeing small, fast-moving orbs that darted across the sky, changing direction abruptly and disappearing into the night. The UFO sightings were not limited to nighttime. Several residents reported seeing strange objects during the day, often moving at high speeds or hovering in a place for extended periods. These daytime sightings added to the credibility of the reports, as the objects were clearly visible in the bright sunlight. The sheer number of UFO sightings in Virginia and the surrounding area suggests that something unusual was happening in the skies over Brazil in January 1996. Whether these objects were extraterrestrial crafts or advanced military technology remains a matter of debate, but the presence adds a significant layer of intrigue to the Virginia UFO incident. One of the more compelling theories surrounding the Virginia incident is the possibility that a UFO crashed in the area, leading to the sighting of the strange creatures. According to some sources, the military's rapid response was due to the reports of a downed craft in the vicinity of Virginia. The creatures seen by the girls may have been survivors of the crash, attempting to escape or seek help. This theory is supported by reports of unusual activity in the days leading up to the incident. Some residents claim to have heard strange noises, like explosions or crashes, coming from the hills outside of town. Others reported seeing military convoys moving through the area at night as if searching for something. If a UFO did crash near Virginia, it would explain the military's involvement in the subsequent cover-up. The Brazilian government would have had a vested interest in keeping such an event under wraps, especially if foreign powers were involved. So what do you guys think so far?
I think they could probably be covering up something. I don't know exactly, but
Okay.
this sounds suspicious. Like
Okay.
they would. Don't be suspicious. Don't be suspicious.
Don't be suspicious. Don't be suspicious. Don't be suspicious. Don't. So
I don't know. I'm sticking by they had aliens as test subject and it escaped. And I don't think it's the Brazilian government. I think it's the U.S. government.
Yeah, I would think. I think
they want all the information locked up.
Yeah, I think it was the Brazilian military, but the UFO
under the direction of
the U.S. government.
Yeah.
It's interesting.
Yeah. So, when was the last time you guys got a Brazilian?
Before Mexico.
Yeah. I do one every week to myself. Yeah, I'm talented.
Do you enjoy? How do you enjoy that?
Oh, it's so great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Does Missy like it?
Yeah. I think so.
How many mirrors do you need?
Oh, like 7.
you go to one of those fun houses?
Yeah, pretty much.
How long does it take you?
Hours. Hours.
Pluck one hair at a
Is
time.
it like you put it down and it's like you can't just rip it off? So you're like, no, hang on, wait a second.
The problem is going to the funhouse of mirrors is that they make it look so different. Like and one mirror it's stretched up, right? The other
one's
one
closer, one's far away.
Yeah, it's so weird.
Not to mention you got to worry about like kids, and you don't want to get.
Oh no, they close it down for me.
Okay.
Yeah, because I don't
they
need
sanitize it down afterwards.
I don't care what they do. Yeah, but I don't need to catch a case. So
yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah.
And then if you see it multiple at once, you don't know which one's the real one.
Yeah, I know. I mean, there's some that make my butthole look great, but there's others that I'm just like, that is horrible.
Mm-hmm.
So.
All right.
So. As news of the incident spread, it quickly caught the attention of the media, both in Brazil and internationally. UFO researchers, journalists, and curious onlookers flocked to Virginia, hoping to uncover the truth. The story became a sensation, with newspapers, television programs, and radio shows all covering the mysterious events in the small Brazilian town. The media coverage brought with it a mix of skepticism and belief. Some dismissed the entire incident as a hoax or a case of mass hysteria. They pointed out that the lack of physical evidence and the inconsistencies in witness accounts. Others, however, were convinced that something extraordinary had happened in Virginia, something that the government was desperate to keep hidden. I hate the excuse of mass hysteria.
Yeah.
I think that is used way too often as a catch-all, and it's
their go-to.
Yeah.
It's meant to discredit the witness.
Right. And it's so stupid to even think that it happens that often.
Because this is so easy to tell, like, to convince someone that somebody's crazy rather than try to convince them that they're right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So easy.
Yeah. And what also is that it's easier to fool someone than to convince them that they've been fooled. So, if you keep saying, no, they're not real, and then there's even a little bit of evidence showing the contrary.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
It reminds me of the St. Louis trials. So easy to convince everybody.
Yeah, I agree. So the Brazilian media played a crucial role in bringing the Virginia UFO incident to the public's attention. From the moment the story broke, local newspapers and television stations were quick to cover the girls' encounter and the subsequent military activity. The media coverage was intense, with reporters descending on Virginia to interview witnesses, gather evidence, and speculate on what might have happened. The coverage was not without controversy. Some journalists were accused of sensationalizing the story, using it to boost ratings and sell newspapers. Others were criticized for being too quick to dismiss the incident as a hoax or a case of mistaken identity. Despite these criticisms, criticisms, the media's role in the Virginia incident cannot be understated. Without the extensive coverage, the story might have remained a local curiosity, never gaining the international attention it did. The Virginia UFO incident quickly gained the attention of the international media and the global UFO research community. Prominent UFO researchers from around the world traveled to Brazil to investigate the case, conducting interviews, gathering testimony, and analyzing the available evidence. The international media was equally intrigued by the story. News outlets from the United States, Europe, and beyond, where would beyond be? Like, I don't understand why they wouldn't just...
To infinity and beyond.
It's like those are the only two, media outlets. Like, forget about Asia and...
Africa.
Right.
Australia.
Yeah, no. Listen, Australia is a penal colony. We don't talk about them.
Because the emus run it.
The emus do run it. They own their asses.
I know.
So... yeah, if you guys just go back to our archives, we did a whole show on the emus and the war Australia waged on them.
True story.
True. So the NBN ran stories on the Virginia incident, often comparing it to Roswell UFO incident in the United States. The comparison was apt as both cases involved alleged UFO crashes, sightings of strange creatures, and subsequent military cover-up. The international coverage helped to cement Virginia's place in the annals of UFO lore. It also brought increased scrutiny to the case, with skeptics and believers alike examining every detail in search of the truth. The media coverage on the Virginia UFO incident had a profound impact on public perception, both in Brazil and around the world. For many, the story was proof that we are not alone in the universe, that extraterrestrials beings had visited Earth, and that governments were actively covering it up. For others, the incident was a cautionary tale about the dangers of mass hysteria and the power of the media to shape public opinion. The media's portrayal in the Virginia incident has also influenced how the story was remembered. The comparisons to Roswell, the sensational headlines, and the conflicting reports all contributed to the case's enduring mystery. To this day, the Virginia UFO incident remains a subject of fascination and debate, thanks in large to part of the media's role in bringing to the world's attention. I hate the mass hysteria thing. I can't emphasize that enough. I think
you're being hysterical.
It's mass hysteria.
You guys are all going to come with me. You guys are all going to come with me sooner or later. Over the years, numerous theories have emerged about what really happened in Virginia. Skeptics suggest that the creatures seen by the girls might have been a deformed or injured animal, possibly a monkey. They argue that the strange lights in the sky could have been conventional aircraft or natural atmospheric phenomenon. I fucking hate these.
So the fact that the people are saying this definitely was this, and everyone says, or it could be this or this, maybe.
No,
they're just creating doubt.
Yeah, I mean, there's also...
It's not that it's viable. Like, are you going to see... I'm sorry, when you live by the equator, don't you see less atmospheric... Like, you're not going to see northern lights?
No.
Or southern lights or whatever there?
No, you won't see those.
So
but
what atmospheric phenomena it just sounds like a fancy science word to say you're dumb and you don't know what you saw.
Yeah. And also, like, there was also nurses and doctors, maybe 2 doctors that came out and said, yeah, I worked on this thing. I mean, these are people...
Were they offed?
No, I think they were just silenced.
Yeah.
With a silencer.
So they were sent to the cray cray house?
No, I just think they were just silenced and they were just ignored as crazy. But I mean, these are prominent people in the community, that came out and said, no, this fucking happened.
Yeah, just sign this NDA.
Yeah, pretty much. On the other hand, believers in extraterrestrial life point to the military's involvement in the multiple eyewitness reports as evidence that something extraordinary occurred. Some even suggest that the creatures encountered in Virginia were extraterrestrial beings who had crash-landed in the area, and that the Brazilian government was quick to cover up the incident to avoid public panic. For skeptics, the Virginia UFO incident is a classic case of mistaken identity and mass hysteria. I fucking hate it. They argue that the creature seen by the girls was likely a terrestrial animal, possibly a monkey, and they already said that. The creature's unusual appearance could be explained by its condition, and the girls' fear and imagination may have amplified the strangeness of what they saw.
I don't think a mangy monkey would look like that.
No, not even a little bit.
I don't think it makes your eyes red.
Or in your head bigger than your body.
Yeah. Unless you got bit by a mosquito.
Maybe. Allergic reaction?
No, what's Zika?
Oh
no, wait. Zika makes your head small, not big.
Which head? Skeptics also point to the lack of physical evidence as a significant factor in their doubts. Like, what physical evidence do you want? You know, like, do you think that they left a toe behind?
Well, that's the thing, is if your government swoops it up, there is no physical evidence.
And they clean it up. You know,
right.
It's not like they'll leave the saucer behind, but just take the bodies. Yeah. You know, this isn't like The Godfather, you know. Leave the gun, take the cannolis.
Put the horse head in the under the bushes,
So skeptics also point out, I already read that. Despite the numerous eyewitness accounts, no concrete evidence has ever been produced to support the existence of the creatures or the alleged UFO crash. Without bodies, craft debris, or other tangible proof, the case remains purely anecdotal. The strange lights seen in the sky around Virginia could have been caused by conventional aircraft, weather, of course, always
weather.
If I ever
hear a freaking weather balloon, like who uses weather balloons?
Agreed. Or natural atmospheric phenomenon. Brazil's airspace is often traversed by both civilian and military aircraft, and the region's weather conditions can produce optical illusions that might be mistaken. Shut the fuck up. So, for believers in extraterrestrial life, the Virginia UFO incident is one of the most compelling cases of alien contact in modern history. They argue that the consistency of the eyewitness reports combined with the military's involvement points to something extraordinary happening in Virginia. Believers often cite the military's rapid response and the alleged hospital incident as key pieces of evidence. They argue that the Brazilian government would not have mobilized such a large force or engaged in a cover-up if the incident wasn't merely a case of mistaken identity or a hoax. Yeah.
I was just going to say, I feel like the way that they were able to mobilize a unit as quickly as they did, as large as they did, said, A, they were aware of this. Mm-hmm. Like I said, maybe it was something that was captured and then got away, or maybe they were tracking it from onset, so they knew exactly where to go and where to be.
Right. I would also...
So you can't just say they don't exist, because how are you going to get a force that big into a mountainous region in minutes?
Right. This is why I hate people. The secrecy surrounding the case, they contend, is indicative of the larger conspiracy to hide the truth about extraterrestrial contact. Some believers also suggest that the creatures seen by the girls were not just extraterrestrial beings, but possibly survivors of a UFO crash. The military's actions, in the view, were part of an effort to contain and study these beings, possibly in collaboration with foreign powers. The extraterrestrial hypothesis is perhaps the most popular explanation among those who believe in the Virginia UFO incident. According to this theory, the creatures seen by the girls were aliens from another world, possibly stranded on Earth after a crash. The UFO sightings in the area support this theory, suggesting that the creatures were part of a larger event involving an extraterrestrial spacecraft. Proponents of the extraterrestrial hypothesis argue that the creature's appearance, large heads, glowing eyes, and oily skin, is consistent with description of aliens from other UFO cases. The fact that the creatures were seen near the site of a potential UFO crash further supports the idea that they were extraterrestrial in origin. The military's involvement is seen as evidence that the Brazilian government was aware of the extraterrestrial presence and was actively working to cover it up. The secrecy surrounding the case, the alleged hospital incident, the subsequent removal of evidence all point to a larger conspiracy to hide the truth from the public.
I'm really sick of conspiracy theory.
I agree.
It's a theory.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
I agree.
It could even be a scientific theory.
I mean, how many quote-unquote...
It could be a hypothetical theory.
How many quote-unquote conspiracy theories have turned out to be true?
I know. And where are the apologies?
Right.
Yep.
Right. Motherfuckers. Let's kick their ass.
Naked? Yeah.
In bed? One of the most enduring theories surrounding the Virginia UFO incident is that of a government cover-up. According to this theory, the Brazilian government, possibly in collaboration with foreign powers, was involved in a systematic effort to conceal the truth about the incident. Proponents of the cover-up theory point to the military's rapid response, the alleged hospital incident, and the removal of evidence as key indicators of a coordinated effort to hide the truth. They argue that the government was aware... Didn't I already read this?
No.
No? Okay. The cover-up theory also suggests that the Brazilian government may have been pressured by foreign powers, particularly the United States, to keep the incident under wraps. The involvement of foreign military personnel and the possibility of the creatures being transported to a foreign base for study are often cited as evidence of this collaboration.
They're in Ohio.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. The lack of official documentation, the inconsistencies in witness accounts, and the conflicting reports from the media are all seen as part of the cover-up effort. The government's refusal to acknowledge the incident, despite the overwhelming interest and speculation, is interpreted as a deliberate attempt to keep the truth hidden. So here's my issue when they say inconsistencies in witness accounts. We can both watch a car crash happen.
Yeah.
And give different reports on how we thought it happened.
Yep.
But the underlying thing is that a car crash happened.
Right.
You know, just because our perspectives are different and we give a different report doesn't make it inconsistent with what happened.
Right. And they're also talking out of two sides of their mouth, because if you can have witnesses in a courtroom substantiate a case that there was a car accident.
Exactly.
And that can put someone in jail or set them free. But you can't have inconsistent details, but same theme of what was observed in this.
Yeah.
Without completely writing it off as it never happened.
Right.
Bullshit.
I know. I mean, in a prior episode of ours, Ghosts Just Want to Have Fun, go ahead. That's our second episode. Check it out. I said that scientifically we can't prove that the paranormal exists, but in a court of law we can. And to your point, in a court of law we can show that all this is real based on the parameters that the law outlines out for us. So, yeah, I mean, God, I hate people. All right. So nearly 3 decades later, the Virginia UFO incident remains a topic of intense debate. For the people of Virginia, the incident has become a part of the town's identity, a strange chapter in its history that refuses to be forgotten. The case has inspired books, documentaries, and countless discussions among UFO enthusiasts and skeptics alike. The Virginia UFO incident has had a lasting impact on the town and its residents. What was once a quiet, unremarkable town in the heart of Brazil has become a focal point for UFO enthusiasts and paranormal researchers. The incident has put Virginia on the map, attracting visitors from around the world who are eager to learn more about the mysterious events in January 1996. For the residents of Virginia, the incident is both a source of pride and a subject of controversy. Some embrace the town's newfound fame, capitalizing on the influx of tourists and the interest in the UFO phenomenon. Others, however, are more skeptical, viewing the incident as a case of mass hysteria or as a misunderstanding that has been blown out of proportion. Fuck you, mass hysteria. The incident has also left a mark on the younger generation of Virginia. Children who grow up hearing stories about the UFO encounter have become fascinated with the idea of extraterrestrial life, and the town has seen a rise in interest in science fiction, astronomy, and space exploration. The cultural impact, both in Brazil and internationally. In Brazil, the incident has become part of the country's folklore, often mentioned alongside other famous UFO sightings and paranormal events. With an inspiration that has had books, documentaries, and even a feature film, all of which have helped to keep the story alive in the public's imagination. The incident also influenced the global UFO community, with researchers and enthusiasts from around the world citing the Virginia case as one of the most compelling pieces of evidence for extraterrestrial contact. The comparisons to Roswell, the involvement of the military, and the eyewitness accounts have all contributed in the case's enduring appeal. The Virginia incident has also attracted the attention of scientists and academics who have studied the case from various angles. Psychologists have examined the incident as a case study in mass hysteria. Fuck off. Exploring how fear, suggestion, and media influence can lead the spread of extraordinary beliefs. Sociologists have looked at the incident as a cultural phenomenon, analyzing how the story of the Virginia UFO has been shaped by the media, public perception, and the broader context of Brazilian society. The case has been used to explore themes such as the role of folklore in modern society, the impact of globalization on local cultures, and the intersection of science and belief. Despite the extensive research, analysis, and debates surrounding the Virginia UFO incident, the case remains unresolved. The lack of concrete evidence, the conflicting witness accounts, and the secrecy surrounding the military's involvement have all contributed to the case's enduring mystery. For believers, the Virginia incident is proof that we were not alone in the universe and the extraterrestrial beings have visited Earth. For skeptics, it is a cautionary tale about the power of suggestion, the influence of the media, and the dangers of jumping to conclusions. For the people of Virginia, the incident is part of their town's history, a strange and inexplicable event that's left its mark on the community. Whether you believe in the extraterrestrial hypothesis, the government cover-up theory, or the skeptical explanations, there is no denying that the Virginia UFO incident is a story that continues to captivate and intrigue the people around the world. The Virginia UFO incident is more than just a story about a strange sighting or a mysterious creature. It is a story about the human desire to understand the unknown, to seek out answers to questions that may never be answered. It is a story about the power of belief, the influence of the media, and complexities of human perception. Whether you believe in UFOs and extraterrestrials' life or not, there is no denying that the Virginia incident has left a lasting impact on those who lived through it and those who have studied it. It remains one of the most intriguing and mysterious events in the world of UFO sightings, a case that continues to captivate the imagination and challenge our understanding of the universe. As we continue to explore the mysteries of our world and the cosmos beyond, the Virginia UFO incident serves as a reminder that the truth is often stranger than fiction, and that sometimes the most extraordinary stories come from the most ordinary places. Dun, dun. So what do you guys think of this one? What's that?
I think your mic.
Yeah, your mic.
I heard it go crinkly in my ear.
Yeah, so there we go.
An alien did it.
Yep.
Yeah, Ghost did it.
Yeah, good job. So what do you guys think of this?
What were you saying?
I was asking what the X-File theme song was.
Oh, I don't know.
I don't know off the top of my head, but yeah.
Yeah, I don't remember.
I think it's real. I think it's a cover-up. And they're in Ohio.
Some failing it.
Why are they in Ohio?
Because that's where they keep all
the station,
the
air
equipment.
station. Yeah, right.
Yeah. Yeah. Miss Brianna?
I would like it for it to be real. I do think that they are covering up something.
All right. So does this story bring you closer to the fact that it might be real, even though you didn't personally witness it? Because that's your big thing, is that I didn't see it, so I can't say one way or the other.
To me, it's just like I want to believe, but yeah, there's witnesses. But that'd be cool to see an actual some type of physical evidence. Yes, it'd be cool, even though you don't technically need it. But I think it'd be cool, and I think that would help me justify more that it's real.
So let's say we were able to talk to one of the 3 girls, and you were able to sit there and read their body language, look into their eyes as they tell their story. Would that make it more believable then for you?
Possibly.
Okay. I will get off the fence on this one, and I will say that
Mass hysteria?
No, I fucking hate mass hysteria, and I hate you for saying that now. But I'm going to lean towards yes. Not lean. I'm going to say yes. That some sort of craft either landed or crashed, and these beings were seen by the girls, and were swooped in and gathered up by the military. I'm going to have to say yes on this one. There's too much evidence in people's eyewitness accounts from across the whole town.
Right.
So, yeah, I'm going to have to say yes on this.
Case solved.
Yep. Next.
And cut.
All right. So, thank you for listening, guys. My name is Frank.
My name is Brie.
And this is Lynette.
And you've been listening to Fringe
Beyond
Limits.
I was unskilled, and you trained me.
I was forgotten, and you reached out to me.
I was fatherless, and you nurtured me.
I was broken, and you mended me.
As Jesus says, whatever you do for the least of these, you do unto me. Support a child in his name through Compassion International at compassion.com/unto me.
You know that feeling when you're trapped in an elevator?
During a hurricane?
While being chased by a bear?
Wait, what? That's not even possible.
Okay, maybe not all at once, but on the Crux True Survival Stories, we bring you stories that are even more unbelievable, and they actually happened.
From mountainside miracles to ocean odysseys.
From desert disasters to Arctic adventures.
Are you drawn to thrilling survival stories where characters overcome impossible odds? The Crux True Survival Stories is your podcast.
New episodes are airing every Monday, available wherever you get your podcasts.